You guys have won, or this program's won 4 Big 12 championships in a row. Does it get to a point where you don't want to be the class where that you don't keep the streak going?
Yeah, I mean, kind of gets to that point, obviously, when you've been, around a lot of greatness and, being able to go down to Dallas and, win championships. So, but, for us this week, I think the biggest thing is just focusing on us and just going down there and, playing a complete game. But, definitely it's special, given this program's ability to win 4 in a row and, competing for 5 now.
What did you learn from the past 2 Big 12 championships about over-scouting or not scouting enough? Because you've already played them once. You go back and play a team for the second time. You don't want to fill your brain with too much information, I guess, right?
I mean, not so much. I mean, I feel like it's kind of, try to keep it the same as, the next game. And it's kind of that mentality. And I think that's really what's made us so successful, going into these games is just understanding that, it's the next game and understanding that it's going to require for us to do our jobs and do our jobs at an elite level. And as long as we do that, then everything will take care of itself.
Do you think there's a temptation on the part of some guys, whether it's coaches or players, to lean too much on that previous performance? Like they did this, so we have to do this again, or anything like that?
No, not so much. I mean, we're taking it as a new week. Obviously, given it's a big week, it's a Big 12 championship week, but we understand that, if we go out there and execute the game plan and go out there and, do what we need to do, then we'll be fine.
How did Saturday night against Hubbard go for you? I figured everyone figured you were going to be important in terms of clogging him up and helping contain. Just take me through how you thought you progressed through that game.
Pretty good. Coming to the game, obviously we knew, the dynamic of a runner that he was, and so, I pretty much had a general idea of exactly which ways they were going to attack me, and so felt like I flew around. Felt like I was able to make plays when I needed to make plays, and just for me, just the biggest thing is just focusing on my job and continue to be the Mike linebacker that this defense needs.
It seemed to me you had some of your bigger plays later in the game as it wore on. Did you adjust to what they were doing? If you knew where he was going most of the time, did you still have to adjust to some things that they were doing in terms of blocking? And is that typically how it goes for you?
I mean, not so much. I mean, it's just a matter of just chipping away, at it as the game went on, and not losing faith. So, for me, it's just no matter how the game is going, it's a 4-quarter ball game, and you got to play 4 quarters in those type of games. And so, just continue to do my job, continue to to have faith in my job, that my job to take me to my plays, and I think that's really much what you've seen, Saturday night, is just trying to do my job, trying to be the best Mike for this defense.
Kenneth, Nick Benito, David Aguebu both played more than 30 snaps Saturday. When, during the course of the practice here in the last couple months, did you see those guys start to turn the corner?
I mean, quite a bit. Obviously, given that, we had a huge loss in John Michael Terry, and so, it requires, for somebody else to step up, and so those 2 guys have pretty much been the 2 guys that we've been leaning on at that rush position, and those guys have came in and stepped up for us, and we seen last week those guys made some huge plays for us, and they're just 2 young guys that continue to work hard and continue to get better every day, and just come out here and attack the game plan every week and continue to get better.
Kid, you played Baylor when they were 1-11 in 2017. What have you seen from them that's changed so much from then to now?
I mean, they're a great team. I mean, they play together. Pretty good complementary football team. They play great on defense, play great on offense, and so, I think the biggest thing that I see is that they're good at what they do, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They're able to do things that they come in, to the game wanting to do, and they stick to those things. They don't really get off script too much, and so, they're good at what they do. They have great players, and looking forward to playing them this weekend.
You guys obviously made adjustments at halftime, and had to defend some short fields in the first half. But what challenge did they bring that maybe you guys didn't expect, or did expect, that you guys had to adjust to in that first game?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like their offense is great, and I feel like they came out and they really they did some things that we kind of were surprised with, but at the same time, at the end of the day, it comes back to, us just doing our jobs. And, like I said before this weekend, it's just us focusing on us focusing in on executing our jobs and executing what we need to do as a defense, and, everything else will take care of itself. So I think that's really just been a huge, emphasis that's been put on these, especially these last few games. Just, continue to focus on your job, and no matter what happens, going down the stretch, if you just do your job, that's enough.
What was the conversation like at halftime during that game? Was it kind of like about just doing your job, or what did the defense talk about that allowed you guys to hold Baylor scoreless in that second half?
It was just kind of, just about doing your job, and really the biggest thing was just keeping the faith, and just understanding that, doing your job is enough, and if as long as we, keep our faith and continue to fight and don't give up, then, good things are happening. So, we understood, we were in a battle from the jump, and so, that's just all a part of the game of football. Sometimes things don't go your way early, but you continue to fight, and you understand it's a 4-quarter ball game. And so, Coach Grinch, he talks to us all the time, and, he tells us, the only time you can win the game is in the fourth quarter. And so, that's when, we really lock in the most and really go out there and try to finish and really have the biggest, moments of the game in the fourth quarter. And, we did that a few weeks back.
Curious what you saw out of Caleb Kelly in his second game back. His first game back, you could tell a little rust knocked off. Second game back, he played a lot more. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, he came in and flew around for us. I'm a guy that's, obviously a pivotal piece for us on defense, given, everything he's been to this program since he's been here. And so, he came in and, able to fly around, able to come in and, communicate and make the checks with me. And so, he's been big for us. He's going to continue to be big for us. And so, he's a guy that's, my brother, one of my best friends, and so I'm happy to have him back.
How do you feel about how the defense is playing right now?
We're playing pretty good. We just got to continue to stay consistent. We got to continue to, focus on our jobs, and we just got to keep climbing. I think that's really the biggest thing, is just not getting satisfied, not getting complacent. But there's definitely more room for improvement, definitely more out there for us, and we got to keep climbing to go get that.
As a Texan, how cool an opportunity is it to play in the Cowboy Stadium for a title?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, obviously it's my third time going down there, so. Every time I go down there, I just kind of take it in a little bit, but, it's always special just driving up to it because it's so big, and so, it's definitely going to be special.
When you got a new defensive coordinator in the offseason, a lot of people obviously talked about your defensive rankings and all that stuff last year, and the changes that needed to be made. But when you get a new coordinator, did you believe, and do you think as a captain that the team believed that everybody was going to buy in this soon, that the turnaround was going to be this sudden, that you guys were going to be able to play a high-level defense right away?
Well, I mean, I believe in our head coach, and I think, when all that went down, me and Coach Riley, we had a conversation about, Coach Grinch, and talking about the changes that were going to be made. And, when he says, this is the guy, then, I believe in 100% and 1,000% in Coach Riley. And so, when he said that, this is the guy, then I knew that this was the guy. And so, whatever, from day one, whatever Coach Grinch said, I always was bought into. Do I think that, it was 100% bought into from day one? No. I mean, any type of change, coming along, it's going to be bumps in the road. And, we had those bumps in the roads coming up. But where we at right now as a team, we've came a long way. We made a bunch of strides. And I think, from the jump now and seeing that, as much work that we put in from then until now, I would definitely say, you can definitely see why, the tides have turned. And I think that's just a testament to our coaching staff. It's a testament to, Coach Grinch, Coach Riley, and just the phenomenal job that they do for us. And, when you see that type of care from your head coach and that type of care from, your DC and the rest of the coaches, just no reason why, you can question why we're where we are today. So definitely a lot of love for those guys.
Was that a one-on-one, Kenneth, you had with Coach Riley?
Yeah, and it's kind of right after the bowl game, right after Coach Grinch got hired, me and Coach Riley talked on the phone about it, and definitely was excited about it, given that new defensive coordinator. So excited where we are today and excited to keep climbing in a few weeks.
Real quick follow-up, did you get the sense from that he was putting a lot of responsibility on you as sort of the the anchor of the defense to help make that transition work?
No, I mean, me and Coach Riley always have had a close relationship, and obviously, given the type of leader that I am, I take it very personal upon myself, to be able to be that leader for this defense, and so, but I don't feel like that was anything to do with it. I feel like, me and Coach Riley, we've always had a pretty close relationship.
Okay, we gotta wrap up.
You have any finals?
Else?
You said what?
You have any finals?
Yeah, quite a few. So got a lot of study going.
This kind of time of the year to manage studying and
Yeah, I mean, I'm supposed to graduate in the next week, so a couple weeks from now. So, I mean, it's pretty crazy. So, just locking in, focusing in on that, and trying to just finish up strong.